Good evening, welcome to yoga. My name is Danielle. I want to thank you for joining us for this live stream Comeback Yoga class. Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization that meets veterans where they're at, and that means providing classes at home. This is a level 2 class. You might expect less instruction in a level 2 class than you would get in all the other classes. However, the intensity is about the same as a level 1, or that's how I teach it anyways. I always cue 2 yoga blocks and a yoga strap for practice. And if you don't have those things on hand, you don't have to worry. You can use what you have at home. You can use couch pillows, throw pillows, bed pillows, if we're using the blocks to pad the joints. If we're using the blocks to create height, a book might be a good option. And you don't need a specific yoga strap. You can use a belt, a towel, a necktie. And this might feel very similar to other yoga classes you've taken before. However, comeback yoga classes are taught from a trauma-informed perspective. And again, there, the difference lies in the instruction and also in some of the tools that we use. For example, before we even start, I'd like you to start to take a look around and just notice what's close to your space, get oriented to your space. Know where the exits are to your space. And if there's something that you can do to make yourself even 10% more comfortable, do that now. That might mean changing the position of your yoga mat so it's facing the exits. Or maybe having your phone on hand, but placed face down so it doesn't distract you as we begin to move and practice. Now that we're all oriented to the space, we'll go ahead and get started. And right off the bat, we're going to use the yoga strap or whatever prop you're going to use in lieu of the yoga strap. Add that to the top corner of the mat where you can reach it. And then come to lie down on your back. And take a moment here, shift your hair, your body, your clothes. Get as comfortable as you can in this position. So for some of us, that might mean legs long. But if it's more forgiving on your low back and hips, you can bend your knees and bring your feet flat. Start to tune into the rhythm of your breath. Just notice how you're breathing this evening. And if your breath is coming in a bit short or ragged, start to slow it down. And then begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow and steady inhale through your nose, fill your lungs and belly with air. And then open up your mouth, sigh all of your air out. Good, do another like that. Inhale, fill up to the top. Exhale, sigh it out. Find a rhythm to your breath you can maintain for the rest of our class. Keep the slow and the steady inhales. And use your exhales to empty out entirely. Soften your muscles in the hinge of your jaw and scan your body from head to toe. Take note of any areas that feel tight, tense, or sore. And be mindful of those areas as we begin to move and practice. Take one more inhale here, fill up to the top. Stay for your exhale, let it go. Good. Now from here, you can bend your knees and bring your feet flat if they're not there already. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. It might feel nice to add a little movement here. So you can sway side to side. You can draw some circles on the ceiling with your feet. You just take a little movement to release your low back. And you're going to keep your right knee into your chest and bring your left foot down to the floor. You'll locate your prop, and you want to loop it around the ball mount of your right foot. You'll extend your right leg towards the ceiling from there, and then start to walk your hands up your strap. Try to straighten your arms best you can while still keeping your shoulders pressed to the floor. So if they want to lift, give yourself a little slack on the strength. From here, if you haven't already, you'll straighten the left leg and just feel the left heel slide across the mat. And you want to kick the left heel forward like there's a wall in front of it. You're trying to kick. And as you're doing that, continue to press your right heel up towards the ceiling. Good. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, take the strap into the left hand, bring your right arm out to the side, and begin to move your leg over to the left. Now we're not taking a twist quite yet. You're gonna stop when your big toe crosses the midline of your body. And you're trying to keep the right hip grounded. So if it wants to lift up, take your left thumb and just press down into the hip crease to remind it to stay grounded. One more inhale. And on your exhale, guide your leg through center. Take the strap into your right hand and then begin to open your leg to the side. And you want to stop when your body tells you to stop. Try not to press past that point where you could strain. You might feel a stretch here to your inner leg or maybe your outer glute muscle. Maybe both, just depending on how you're built. We all feel these poses a bit different. Take an inhale. Exhale, come through center, and then begin to bend your knee for a half happy baby. If that's too much on your hips, you can rebend your left knee and bring your left foot flat. Take an inhale. On your exhale, straighten your leg, remove the strap, hug your knees into your chest. Sway side to side. And then left knee stays in, right foot comes down. Loop the strap around the ball of your left foot, extend your left leg towards the ceiling, and start to walk your hands up your strap. Good. You also want to flex your left toes towards your left knee so that you're not only stretching your hamstring, but your calf muscle and the arch of your foot. If you haven't already, straighten the right leg, slide it across the mat, kick it forward with purpose, and continue to press the left heel towards the ceiling. And take an inhale. Exhale, bring the strap into your right hand, left arm out to the side. You'll move your leg over to the right. Stop when your big toe crosses the midline of the body. Left hip stays grounded. You can always press your left thumb down into the hip crease, just as a reminder. And take an inhale. On your exhale, guide your leg through center. Take the strap into the left hand. Open up your left leg to the side. And take an inhale. Guide your leg through center and then pull down the strap until your knee bends for a half happy baby. You can always rebend your right knee from here, especially if that's too much on your low back and hips. Okay, one more deep breath. On your exhale, straighten the left leg, remove the strap, and give your left knee a little squeeze. Good. Right knee is going to hug in too. This time, you can release your prop over to the side and take your hands to the backs of your knees. Start to rock and roll the length of your spine. You want to gain enough momentum to meet up into a seat. And then from your seat, we're making our way to tabletop. You can cross over to the side or over your ankles. And tabletop is a neutral spine. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. On your next inhale, it's cow pose. Belly lowers and gaze goes forward. On your exhale, it's cat. Round your spine and take your gaze down. Good, do another inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine for cat. Good, now start to go on your own breath rhythm. You can even stay a bit longer in one of these poses, especially if it gives your spine a nice stretch. Try to make the movement slow and articulated and linked with your breath. And you don't have to stay with the cat-cow breath. You can take other movements to open up as well. It feels nice to circle the hips, circle over the shoulders. There's really no right or wrong. Just go where your body wants to go. And if you find a tight spot, stay there for a few breaths, work it out. And slowly come on back to center. We're going to find our first downward facing dog. Curl your toes, send your hips high, and press your thighs back. Good, it might feel nice to ease into the first one with movement. So walk your dog, sway your hips from side to side, and really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times, shake it no. Allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Good. Now start to walk your hands back towards your feet. And your hands will either come down to the floor or hands can reach up and grab for opposite elbows. You can do this pose in stillness. You can sway side to side. It's really up to you here. Whatever choice you make, just make sure that the crown of your head is heavy so there's length in the back of your neck. Slowly release the hands down to the floor if they're not there already, and roll up to standing slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Neck and head are the last to come up. And then we're going to meet at the top of the mat in our mountain pose. We'll start to link our breath with movement. On your next inhale, bring your arms up and overhead, extended mountain pose. On your exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, come back to that tabletop flat back. And then exhale, fold over your legs, release. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. We'll do two more of those. Inhale, draw a circle with your hands. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale your hands to your shins. Shine the crown of your head forward. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, draw a straight line to your heart. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hands come to shins, elongate. Exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart. So we'll add on from here. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, soft bend to your knees, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, come up high on your toes and shift to plank. And then on your exhale, we're coming down to the floor. You can always bring your knees down first. Everything comes to the floor. Tops of the feet are flat. And then inhale to a low cobra pose. Lift up your chest, roll your shoulder heads back. And exhale, chest to the floor. Press up through hands and knees. Find downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Plant palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, come down to the floor. Tops of the feet are flat. Inhale to a cobra pose. Press down into the tops of your feet. Like a wave, lift your chest. Loop your shoulders at the top. Good. Exhale, come down. You can find downward facing dog through plank or tabletop. You choose. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for your exhale. Let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. Exhale, soften to your knees, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold and release. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, lower all the way or halfway through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. You choose. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Good. Take an inhale as we hold. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Okay. Then come on down to a well-deserved child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide. Send your hips toward your heels. Your forehead can rest down to the floor, to one of your yoga props. Or you can do what I like to do. Make a little pillow out of your forearms and rest your forehead there. Consider this your home base. What that means is that this pose is available to you the whole time that we're practicing. So if you become fatigued or lose your breath, if I call out a pose and it's not working in your body this evening, you can always return to child's pose to reground and to reconnect. Take one more deep breath in, fill up to the top. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Good. Come up to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, reach the right leg long and shift back and forth a few times. Good. You're going to cross your leg over to the left. Toes are still down. Look over your left shoulder. Bring your gaze to your big toe. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to bring your foot through center, then lift the right toes up off the mat. Toes are going to point down, hips stay neutral, and then reach your left fingertips forward. Good. Pull your low belly up and in. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand and knee come down. Good. Do a round of your cat-cow here. Just let it go. And then when you come back to tabletop, it's going to be left leg long, toes stay curled, shift back and forth. Cross your leg over to the right, look over your right shoulder, bring your gaze to your big toe. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, swing your leg through center, lift the toes off the mat, reach your right fingertips forward. And we'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand and knee come down. Around of your cat-cow. Let it go. Good. Now curl your toes. Find downward facing dog. Hips go high. Thighs press back. Inhale and reach your right leg high and back. On your exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Hold, hover around your spine like you would in cat. Inhale, right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, right leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, right foot to right thumb lunge. Good, now you can always bring hands to blocks here and on any height, or you can tense your fingertips on either side of your front foot. Start to wiggle your right foot closer to your right block or thumb. Press your left heel away from you, and then take your gaze forward. Take a nice deep breath in, and on your exhale, start to straighten your right leg any amount. Take a bow. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Good. Inhale, bend into your knee lunge. Exhale, straighten and bow forward. Good. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bend into your knee lunge. And then exhale, twist your right arm open. On your inhale, spin your chest open just a bit more. And then on your exhale, sweep your right arm down, give the back of your leg a hug. Good, do it again. Inhale, twist it open. Exhale, sweep down, curl in. And then one more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, right arm open, twist. Exhale, right hand down to the floor. Now drop your back knee down, back foot's flat. And you're gonna start to straighten the right leg, flex the right foot, and bring your blocks underneath your shoulders or your fingertips underneath your shoulders. And as you press your right heel forward, send your right hip back. You're taking an inhale. Exhale, bend into your front knee. And then curl your left toes, lift up to a lunge, and then shoot the right leg to plank. From here, you can go through one of those flows, or you can skip it and press back to downward facing dog. Either one is fine. Inhale and breathe, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, hold, hover around your spine. Inhale, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, left leg high and back. Exhale, knee to chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. So fingertips frame the front foot or hands to blocks. You choose. Inhale into your lunge, your hips are heavy. And then exhale, straighten your front leg any amount, take a bow. Good, do it again. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, straighten and bow. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bend into your knee lunge. Exhale, twist your left arm open. Inhale, spin your chest open a bit more. Exhale, sweep down, grab for your right rib cage. Good, do it again. Inhale, twist. Exhale, sweep down, curl in. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, left arm open, twist. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Bring your right knee down. Start to straighten the left leg, flex the left foot. Walk your fingertips or your props underneath your fingers, your shoulders. And curl all your left toes towards your left knee to really engage the whole back of your leg. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bend into your front knee, release the blocks. Plant your hands and lift your right leg to lunge. Shoot your left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, your back bend. And then exhale, press up through hands and knees to child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide, hips to heels, forehead supported by something. This time you're going to bring the palms of your hands together and then take your hands to the back of your neck. And you can even wiggle your elbows closer to the top of the mat to deepen the stretch to your triceps. One more deep breath here, fill up. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Then release your hands down to the floor. Press up to hands and knees. And then bring your right foot forward. Scoot your left leg back. You'll know when to stop when you feel a stretch to the front of your left hip. Both hands come to the inside of your front foot, and you're going to turn your right toes out to the edge of your mat. This is our lizard lunge. Now, you can use props underneath your hands to support you here. They can bring the floor closer to you. They can go underneath your forearms if you want to drop down for more sensation. If you don't need the props, you don't have to use them. Once you get yourself situated in the pose, take your gaze down. Take your neck out of the posture and bring all of your awareness to your right hip. You might notice little pockets that feel closed or stuck. Can you send your breath there? What can you soften? What can you let go of? Then now take one more inhale here. On your exhale, if you came down to your forearms, come up to the palms of your hands. Start to move your right foot to center. Plant your hands and send your right foot to tabletop. Pause here. Walk the fingertips forward. Bring the forehead down to the floor. Puppy pose. You can also use a block underneath your forehead if it hovers a little. And so the hips stay high in line with the knees. The fingertips walk towards the top of the mat. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. We're going to set up for a Sphinx pose. So forearms will be flat and parallel. Elbows come into the rib cage. Drag your fingertips across your mat. Feel how that makes your chest shift forward. And then look over your right shoulder, just enough to feel a stretch to the left side of your neck. And come back to center. Look over your left shoulder, just enough to feel a stretch to the right side of your neck. And come back to center. Lower your chest down to the mat, slide your hands to your rib cage, and press up to tabletop. Left foot goes forward, right leg scoots back, both hands to the inside of the left foot, and then turn your left toes out. Good, you can use your blocks here or your props in any way to support you. And as you settle down into this side, it might feel different than the first, and that's okay. Because we're not perfectly symmetrical human beings. We tend to have a tighter, stronger side, and then a more flexible side. So if this is your tighter, stronger side, honor that. Use the props to support you, use your breath, use gravity and patience to open up. But never muscle or force it. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, if you lower to the forearms, come up to the palms of your hands. Bring your foot to center. Plant your hands and then left foot to tabletop pause. Walk your fingertips forward, forehead down to the floor or a prop. Puppy pose. Slowly come all the way down to the floor, back into your Sphinx. And then take your gaze down and sway your head from side to side. Give the back of your neck a nice stretch. Good, one more on each side, just even it out. And when you come back to center, look forward. Take a nice deep breath here. On your exhale, lower down to the mat. And bring your forearms wide to the edge of the mat, like they're goalposts. You're gonna bring your right cheek down. Your left knee is going to bend and roll slightly off the mat to the side. And the sole of the foot and your shin stay flat. Good. So we're using the prop here, or we're using the floor here as our prop. And it's going to gently open our hip up. Just start to tune into the rise and the fall of your breath underneath you. Good, take one more inhale. On your exhale, straighten the left leg back to meet the right. Left cheek down, right knee bends, rolls slightly off to the side. So the foot and the shin stay flat. And notice here that when you inhale, your belly rises underneath you. When you exhale, your belly lowers and relaxes. Take one more deep breath. On your exhale, straighten the right leg back to meet the left. Slide your hands by your side. And from there, you're going to make a little pillow out of your forearms. Rest your forehead on that pillow. And then bend your knees and move your feet back and forth. Give your low back a little release. Good. Feet can come down to the mat. And then you're going to bring your left arm out to the side, your right arm towards your rib cage, and you're going to roll over onto your left shoulder and pause. And you can keep the legs stacked like that, or take that top leg and bring it behind your bottom leg. Your right hand is going to stay down in front of your chest for support, or your right arm can loop around your waist for a half bind. If you think about how we walk around all day hunched over our phones, this is kind of the exact opposite movement of that. It might feel a little tight. As the sensation builds, direct your breath there. And one more inhale. On your exhale, you'll come through center, and then it's left hand to the rib cage, right arm out to the side. Roll over onto your right shoulder and pause. Legs can stay stacked, or you can take the top leg behind the bottom leg. And then your left hand can stay in front for support, or the left arm loops around your waist for a half bind. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, come through center. Slide your hands by your side. Press up to tabletop and go ahead, take a seat. Give your legs a little shake. We're gonna take straddle pose. So you're gonna bring your feet wide like a V. And then what I like to do when I'm setting up for this one is to take my hands behind my low back and lift up. And when you come down, you can sometimes make the stride a little wider. Tense your fingertips on either side of your hips and press your sitting bones down into the mat. Then reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Flex your toes towards your knees. And this might be where you stay. This could be your work. Just sitting upright and giving that stretch to the back of your legs, maybe to the inside of your legs. Or you can start to hinge forward at your hips and fold. Now, you can use a prop to help you here. I like to place it underneath my forearms. And of course, if you can come all the way down and hold it without any kind of strain, do that. For me, the pose is more accessible with this prop, bringing the floor closer to me. And then once you get into the fold, take your gaze down. Let your spine round a little bit. And just notice where you're holding your stress. Is it the back of your neck? Is it the space between your shoulder blades? Maybe it's your low back or your hips. Wherever the tension is, send your breath there. What can you soften? What can you let go of? And take one more inhale. On your exhale, walk your fingertips back and lift up if you folded forward. And then you can close your legs and give them a little shake. And we'll counter that with a seated twist. So come into an easy seat, cross at the ankles, let your knees fall open. Bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you. That allows your left shoulder to roll open and back. And then you decide where you want to take your gaze, chin to chest or past the left shoulder. You always want to be mindful of your neck in a twist. Take an inhale and exhale, come through center. Opposite side, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Right shoulder rolls open and back. Gaze where your neck feels best. One more inhale and exhale, come through center. Give your legs a little shake and then move your blocks almost to the middle of your mat, kind of where your knees will land when we come down to the floor, because we're going to make our way down to the floor now. So just kind of bring the blocks with you as you go. And when you get all the way down, take a good morning stretch. Reach through your fingertips, reach through your toes. Circle out your wrists and circle out your ankles. Find some length on your side body, on your rib cage. Then bring your hands down by your side, bend your knees, bring your feet flat. And then soles of the feet come together, knees fall open wide. The blocks are there to support the knees. If you don't need them, scoot them off to the side. And you can really rest your hands where they're comfortable. I like to bring my hands to my belly, right below my belly button, so I can stay connected to the rhythm of my breath. You might notice when you inhale, your belly rises underneath your hands. And when you exhale, your belly lowers and moves away from your hands. Take your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently close the knees together. The knees stay bent. The feet walk wide. And then knock your knees in towards each other. Good. You can again rest your hands to your belly if that helps you stay connected to breath. Feel your feet press down into the floor as your knees and your legs move in towards each other. Then start to move the knees back and forth like they're windshield wipers. And go slow with the movement. Use it to check in with how your hips and your low back are doing. Because every day is different based on what you did the day before. Just go right and left a few times. The next time your knees are on the left, let them drop all the way down. Then bring your arms out to the side like a T. And it might feel nice to take your gaze away from your knees towards your right thumb. Take an inhale. On your exhale, bring the knees through center, drop them to the right. Gaze can stay up at the ceiling or gaze goes away from your knees towards your left thumb. And take an inhale. Exhale your knees through center, and then you'll hug your knees into your chest. Take those movements to release your low back. Sway side to side. Draw circles on the ceiling with your feet. You can stay with knees to chest or take a happy baby. So for happy baby, grab for the sides of the feet with your hands. Pull your hips down in the direction of the mat. And you can continue with movement in that pose as well. You'll release your knees or your feet and let your legs go long. We're gonna set up for our final pose, our rest pose. So just like we did at the start of class, shift your hair, your body, your clothes. Get as comfortable as you can in this position. Allow your breath to be easy and natural. Just release any control over it. Feel how the mat and the floor supports you. The back of your head, the base of your skull gently presses down into the mat. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you. Feel the weight of your glute muscles. And feel your heels press down into the floor. You are supported. What can you soften? What can you let go of? And if you have more time to devote to this pose, I recommend another 5 to 10 minutes here. If you're ready to be guided out, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Sway your head from side to side. Bring your knees in towards your chest, but this time roll all the way over to your left or your right side and pause. You can use your bottom arm as a pillow to make this more comfortable. Use the strength of your top hand to press up to a seat. And as you come up to seated, bring the palms of your hands together, press your thumbs into your sternum. Feel your heartbeat underneath your thumbs. I want to thank you so much for joining me for practice this evening, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care.